I met up with somebody from Hinge in Southern California, and I'm either completely straightforward and I mention that I live in my car on the app, like directly to them in a message, or
Okay.
I'm kind of like being full of surprises. There's something fun about that for me, and I'll just mention it on the first date. I don't know why I like doing that.
How do you say
But
it
I
though?
do.
Like if I was with you and I didn't know you and
I
I was
literally just
like,
say I live in my car.
oh,
Dystopia tonight. Dystopia tonight.
hey,
What's
what's up? How are
Hey.
you?
Hi.
You've been here before. This is your first time here, so welcome.
Welcome.
I mean, you're both welcome technically, but Billie's been here before, so
Yeah, I'm
Um,
new. I'm excited to be here, though. I love a good, casual, playful podcast.
good.
Cool.
This is exactly what this is. There's nothing else going on. So what I was gonna say was I did a thing. I had a stand-up thing going on, right? I'm not this is about you guys, but this is also about me real quick. So I'm like, welcome to the show. Let me tell you my quick thing. It's super fast. So I did this thing. You guys know Gig Salad, right? That website where you no,
Not
okay.
gig workers. They're content creators, John.
I know, but
Yeesh.
I'm sure they can like juggle and shit or whatever. I don't know what they do on the side. But like
I could juggle.
yeah, I could juggle too.
Could you really?
Yeah, I really can.
This is your
see?
chance to say, Nikita, do it. Let's see you
The-
juggle something.
the
Get
more you
something.
know.
Go on. Sorry.
So I don't normally do this kind of stuff, but like I signed up for this website to get some extra cash as a stand-up, yada yada. And then I got hired for a birthday party, which I hadn't done or needed like since like I first started. And I was like, fuck, I don't want to do this thing. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when you do something and then you get booked for it, and then you're just like, it seems good, and then like the week it comes up and you're like, I'm a fucking idiot. And I don't want to do this.
Gutted.
And yeah, you feel gutted. Yeah.
Gutted.
Oh, was it gutted? I was like, this is all promo for gutted. That's pretty great. So I get a phone call. Like I'm supposed to call her like the day before just to get the address and like the details and shit. And I'm like, hey, this is John. Like, how you doing? And her name was Bernadette. And she's like, oh, I just wanted to give you like a heads up. It's a Japanese themed birthday party. And then I was like,
That's
in my
fine.
head immediately, like, okay, Bernadette, that's not a Japanese name. Are they Japanese? Like, and I was like, what kind of and it's like in a ritzy area in New Jersey too. Like they're all rich where they are. So I was just like, okay, that's going to be fucking weird as shit if it's all white people and it's a Japanese themed birthday party. And she's like, yeah, there's going to be K-pop and which is Korean, by the way. So
Yeah.
there's going to be K-pop and sumo wrestling and all this other shit. So I was just like, I'm literally probably going like a clan route. Like I have no idea what the fuck's going on, but I was like, whatever, I'll go. It'll be fun. I get there, and it is like there's just music blasting. You could hear it like down the block as you get there, and it's just it's this Hispanic neighborhood, and they're all Hispanics. So it's a very nice Hispanic family with all Japanese decorations and legitimately a sumo wrestling ring and like a dude dressed whatever. And then I walk up and their uncle, who I found out at the time was their uncle, he's already outside and he sees me and he goes, you got to be fucking kidding me. And then just starts laughing. And I was just like, he goes, you look so different on Instagram. And I was like, fuck, dude. Like, I'm so sorry. Like,
I'm
like,
sorry. Did you say you're
yeah.
sorry for the way you look?
I did. I was like, I don't know what to tell you.
I
Like,
would
he
not.
ordered me off the Wish app and got the wrong fucking thing. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm not better looking or taller or... I mean, I don't know what to say. And then, yeah, but it went really well. Like, I just kind of fucked around with the family and stuff when I got up there. I think I was like, yeah, Bernadette told me it was a Japanese themed birthday party. And my friends were like, oh, do you think they're Japanese? And I was like, I'm pretty sure they would just call it a birthday party and not a Japanese themed birthday party. So I just did shit like that. And then, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then I was like, oh, I'm glad you're not white. That was a big hit because they're all so glad they're not white. It was a lot of fun. But it wound up being well. But it was a really weird thing. I didn't know what was going to happen when I got there. But they were great. So that was my weekend.
That was funny.
Look,
You see,
what's this website?
Oh, Gig Salad is the website.
Gig Salad is the website. Yeah.
So that was all a giant plug for John. If you want to get John at your party,
Yeah.
Japanese or other, you want to go to Gig Salad.
Yeah, I have no
John
problem with
Poveromo.
Japanese people. I just thought it was weird that she was like, it's Japanese themed. Like, I needed to know ahead of time. Like, if I was going to be like, actually, that's the one
You should
party I
dress
don't do.
differently, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Could you be like a geisha boy if that's okay with you? Or
You know what's funny is I actually did something Japanese this weekend too. So I went to the Stranger Things exhibit. See, I don't know, you guys aren't from like the New York area, but so in Brooklyn they have this Stranger Things exhibit where you go in and you like become part of the Stranger Things world. It was really fun. It was an interesting exhibit.
Cool.
Right? And then I wanted it to be more like escape roomy and this and that, but it was fun. It was fun. I was nerding out totally. Then we end up leaving and we're like, oh, we want to get somehow I was like, I want to get Japanese food. There's a Japanese village in Brooklyn. So like it's this weird center where it's a Japanese market. It's all these different stores and shops. And I tried, you ever try yakitori? Any of you? No? It's like Japanese skewers, right? And I'm adventurous. Like I like to try different food. So they were like, you could let the chef choose the things, choose the 5 skewers that you would get to share as a small plate amongst your friends. Yeah. I tried tongue. Has anybody ever tried tongue before?
No, that's fucking disgusting.
The tongue of what?
That's a good question. I didn't ask that. I just know it was a tongue. It was a big tongue.
My mind.
So it had chicken. Like it. Oh. Billie left it. She's out on tongue. Nope, she's back.
Disgusted by the tongue thing. It's like, I will not stand for not knowing what animal you're murdering.
I'm just gonna fix my Wi-Fi really quick. Keep going.
Go for it.
I can still hear.
All good. We're here. So I was gonna say, you guys. I was watching your adventures. You guys travel everywhere. I want to know more about like some of the adventurous foods and destinations and places that you've seen in the whole car life on the go.
I mean, actually, Billie and I met because by some weird chance, so I saw one of her TikTok videos that had come onto my Instagram Discover page, and it's one where she talks about being homeless, living in a car, and I was like, that girl looks like she's my demographic, and she might live in California, and so do I. So I went to find her Instagram. Sure enough, it said she lived in California, and I was like, hey, you really live in your car? Because me too. Let's be friends. And several months later, like we kind of fell out of communication. Several months later, one of us messaged the other and we were like, I'm going on a trip on this exact day, heading to LA first. And whoever was responding was like, I'm doing that. So we ended up randomly ending up on a road trip the same day. And we both didn't have any plans past the next few days. So we met up in LA and spontaneously went all over the US together. Like we would separate, go different ways, and then meet up at her mom's place in Indiana, and then separate and meet up at my mom's place. And yeah, so we've done a lot in the US for sure.
Wow.
I don't know about food though.
No, you guys capture great moments. Like you had some great national parks. Do you guys buy like the national park pass and hit them?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
That looks super
worth
fun.
It.
Is
worth
it like?
Yeah.
Is it like a good safe spot to like chill out, camp, and do that kind of a thing? And is that why
in
you
the
guys
national
like...
parks?
Yeah.
No, it's the opposite. I think.
Yeah, I never
Really?
really stay in national parks. Maybe a few times I have.
Wow.
But I typically honestly stay in urban areas. Like I'm in a city right now.
Yeah.
But I feel like most national parks will allow you to camp there, but you have to pay for it.
Some are really hard to get a camp spot. I actually just stayed really recently overnight in Yosemite, and you're not allowed to do that unless you get reservations way in advance. So some of them are difficult to do that. Other ones like Redwoods, you can't even, there's like no regulations. You do whatever you want in there.
Oh, nice. I've never been to Redwoods. I've been to Sequoia, and if I ever need to camp out, and I'll go to the Redwoods.
No cell reception though.
I always wanted to go to the Redwoods, but I never got to make it when I was out there. I got to the Sequoias. Yeah, it's too far. It was too far, and my friends and I wanted to hit up Joshua Tree and Sequoias and like a couple other places. I wanted to go straight to Redwoods. I was like, fuck it, let's just drive and we'll go there and then whatever. And then she's like, oh, we could hit up like more places if we like don't go there and we split it up. So I was like, all right, that makes sense. So we did get to go to like a lot of different like points and like kind of we got a weird Airbnb with a back door that wouldn't lock to a literal field of like corn. Like we were
No,
like,
thanks.
it was a sweet, dude. It was
No thanks.
we have video footage of this shit though. It was really fucking weird. Like it was like, oh, what a beautiful Airbnb. Like it's in the middle of nowhere, and like the guy's house was like he and his wife, simple farmers, whatever the fuck they were, I don't know. But like they had this cool dog and shit, and they were like, you stay right over there. And it was this little house, and we got into it, and then she was like, what's this door? And she just opens it, and that's all it is a fucking door in the middle and the back, and it swings open, and there's just corn. And I was just like, oh, we're never opening this door again. I like closed it. We went to lock it, and we realized it didn't lock, so you had to like jam it. It was just weird as shit, and I was like, this is
what an
how we
ominous
die.
moment.
Yeah, it was pretty great. But other than that, the rest of the trip was a lot of. Actually, no, I'm lying. The rest of the trip wasn't that much. It was great until a cloud like came up, and I didn't know this happened because I didn't like. I've like gone hiking and shit like that, but not like 8,000 feet. Like a cloud just kind of came up and surrounded the mountain or whatever we were on. And then we were by like a food truck thing, and I was like, yeah, we're just gonna wait till this clears. And he was like, oh, so you're gonna wait till Thursday? And then I was like, what? And then and they were like, yeah, this is for a while. This stays like this. You're just gonna have to drive down in it. And then
where were you then?
We were that's a really good question. I think we were still in the Sequoias.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it was like at the hot so whatever the like one of the highest peaks there, like we climbed to the top and saw like the sunrise. So it was really beautiful because it was like a rock and like this kind of like jagged narrow edge with all this like basically nothing railing, you know what I mean? Like little metal. I wish I really wasn't doing that on fucking camera for I hate me so much. It's unreal. But we did that, and that was super nice. And then as we came back down, like we were like, oh my God, clouds. And then people were like, yeah, this is forever. And then driving back down was a goddamn nightmare.
Do you know what I appreciate too is that when you follow like Nikita and Billie, like you're documenting your life experiences. I'm so jealous of that, right? So like you're purposely capturing your moments and like suspending them in time. I'm big on that, right? Like, don't you feel like, John, like, don't you wish you had somebody like capturing you during that whole trip?
Yeah, I'm a little annoyed about their friendship. I'm not gonna lie.
We can do it, John. We've been talking about getting a van together.
My friends and I were literally just talking about that. Like, I would love to get a van. First of all, I already look like I live in a van. I look like a dude they're still looking for in the 70s that like murdered a bunch of people. Like, if you watch one of those yeah, thank you, Nikita. I appreciate that. He was like, a little bit. I think I saw you on Dateline. But like, no, my friends and I were talking about that, who are like, kind of like, we're not like part of the young group of comedians, obviously, anymore. And then we're like not older or whatever, but we're like right in the middle. And like the comedians that like hang out together now, they're so good at getting content. It's unfucking real. Like everybody knows to film somebody else. Like you never have to ask. And then with like, when, I don't know, me and my friends are out, we're like doing stand up and shit. We're like, oh, can you set up a camera? And they're like, like, my God. And I'm like, no, but it'll be good. We can post it later. And you guys are just, you got content for days.
There's like both sides of that now. I feel like Billie can definitely relate to this, where if I'm not around other content creators, I feel like the annoying friend who's like, hey, could you maybe video this for a sec? And but if I am around other content creators, like when Billie and I are around, there's no pressure. It's easy. We know what to get, how to get it, so it's
so
still
good.
both worlds.
But I feel like that helps so much, right? Because now it's like you both have the eye for it. So if you see somebody else doing something, you're like, oh, that's a good moment. Let me get it. I feel like I do that for other people. They never do that for me, and it annoys. I'm like, come on.
I do that for like any friend of mine, content creator or not, but no one's out here getting cute shit at me.
Dude, absolutely. All my fucking like, so all the photos I post, like me and my friends, it's just them. Really good shots and like awesome shit. And they're like, where are you? And I'm like, dead, apparently. Like, I died. My ghost is just this hovering fucking thing holding the camera.
We all want photos of ourselves. We all want to look back at our life,
Yeah,
right.
And you know what's crazy to me?
favors.
I feel like content creators are better at getting like really good like I love photographers. I'm not gonna knock them because I need them. But like I'll be at a club and I swear to God, it'll be like the club will have like a professional photographer and they'll take one fucking photo and it looks like I'm like fisting the mic. You know what I mean? It's always the worst possible expression you could be making. And for some reason they're like, that's the one. And then they post it. They don't ask you. They tag you.
Yeah.
Proud of it and shit. And I'm like, God damn, I look like a fucking ghoul.
I
I'm like,
actually
I'll take
follow a
like
few
30.
comedians on Instagram. I feel like I've seen exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's horrible. I got a question for Billy because I haven't. We talked briefly not too long ago about it, but you were getting like, I don't even want to say it was hate, but you had one
Trolls.
lunatic. I guess trolls. Yeah, you had one
Yeah.
lunatic. I know. I don't even know if it was plural. I think you just had one lunatic that I kept seeing, like, go
Wait,
after
that
you.
guy?
Was it the guy who was the
Billy, is
van?
it-
Like, yeah, Billy.
Mad
Who
about the
was
contest?
I
Are we
don't
talking about that?
just
the contest?
go
I think.
ahead
I
and-
don't know.
Are you talking
the
about the domestic
contest?
terrorist guy?
Yeah,
Yeah, is that who we're talking about?
yeah.
Dude, I just recently blocked it. He does the same thing to both of us. He tells us we're homegrown terrorists,
Yeah,
white
what the fuck?
supremacists. I don't even know. I mean, he's a loose cannon.
Yeah, like I
Wow.
was like, you can't even be real. There's no fucking way.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
man is
I
like
think he
both
really
of our
is.
biggest fans. He responds to
Yeah.
every single story with like the most creative like insults that I've ever gotten. And it's every single story, John. I'm not even kidding. It's literally every single story. And it's like it goes all the way back up. You can scroll all the way back up to like December
is
and
busy.
November. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
He's
Yeah.
busy.
So creative though
Love
that
it.
it's not even insulting because it doesn't hit home at all.
No.
So I just like I respond back and I'm like, love you too, winky face.
Yeah, his messages are kind of manic. Like they're not even like some of them didn't even make any sense when I was
I'm
reading
like,
them.
yeah. He was talking about me trying to get my ethnicity, my white ethnicity taken over. I'm like, I'm Korean and Puerto Rican. He's like, show me proof. I don't see photos of your mom. Like I
Oh
should
my
post
god.
photos of my mother.
Yeah. Show me proof. Jesus Christ. Like you have a tattoo.
What?
You have it tattooed somewhere. I'm actually branded, sir. You're right. Hang on. Let me just
What? Yeah, how do I clearly look like multiracial.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't want to say anything when you popped on, but I was gonna say something. No, I was kidding. Who would say that? That would be so fucked up. I've been meaning to talk to you about that. You can tone it down, maybe. This is a white program. I'm serious. I'm gonna edit that out, by the way.
You are gonna edit that out.
Yeah, I totally am. I really do. I try not to give people anything they could latch onto.
Yeah,
Do
that's
we
an
have
easy
any
one.
viewers? I'm just wondering.
Yeah, we do.
Do you want to say hi, viewers? You guys can say hi. We usually don't break the fourth wall till the end, but
Yeah.
Oh,
let's see what people are
wow.
saying.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. They could. I
always
feel like
be
for
like
this
that.
group, we can. We can
This
break a
this
little
group, we
fourth
could
wall.
have
We're
them say
chill.
hi.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, guys, feel free
They're
to
not gonna get
talk
distracted.
and ask questions. So Joe had something funny. He said, "I'm gonna start walking up to people and be like, wow, you live in a house? Me too. Let's be friends.'" He was talking about the comment earlier.
It's gotta be unique. You know?
Yeah.
Right?
Like
Yeah,
you
what
have
kind of
hair,
house?
same.
I feel it's so funny too because you. All right, sometimes people describe you both as homeless, but I don't think you're homeless. But your car is a home. I feel like it's very homey from like what you see with you two.
So that's been a funny debate that like Billy and I have talked a lot about. So I'm just gonna speak for myself. I moved into my car because I went broke. I couldn't afford food anymore. And I was like, I'm sort of out of options. Like I'm reaching a dead end, and one quick, easy solution would be to move into my car. And I like hesitated for a few months and ended up just coming to that conclusion, like I couldn't take it anymore. So I moved into my car, hid it from everyone. And yeah, I was homeless. Like that has always, I don't know. Once I had videos that went viral, which was unintentional, people were like, you're not homeless. You have a clean body. Or you look happy. I'm like,
It's your
that's
temple.
not what defines homelessness. I
Right.
was so poor. I had to choose between food or housing or anything really. Like I was really going in debt using credit cards. So
But were you like
for
working
me,
poor?
like,
Like,
that's
did you
how
have a
this
regular?
started.
Did you have a regular gig?
Yeah, I worked full time and yeah, it just wasn't going well. I ended up getting a second job, which was part-time and seasonal, so it shut down for winter. And that was just a little bit into me working there, so I didn't really get to get the rewards of having a second job for a little bit too.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I started out with one job, got a second one, still struggled until the second one opened back up.
You know what's
That's
so
the fucked up
interesting?
thing is that you can work and still be like you can work full time and still go broke. Like that's what people don't
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah, and my wage as a full-time employee should match me being able to afford housing and food and gas,
Mhm.
and just
Yeah.
life. I actually just really recently, my last YouTube video was about my budget, and I explained that my expenses are about 1,200 a month, and that I used to make 12 to 1,300 a month. So I
Wow.
was like super broke.
Yeah.
People have gotten mad at me for not claiming to be homeless online.
Yeah, that's the flip
Really?
side of
And
it.
then they've also gotten mad at me for claiming to be homeless online.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you can't win. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't.
That's so
And
weird, right?
before having the attention, people all shared the view that, like, yeah, I don't know about you, Billy, but everyone was like, any friend or coworker or something that found out was like, oh, you're homeless. But now with like millions of people looking, there's like, oh, you're not homeless, you wouldn't look like that, or you wouldn't be happy, or you wouldn't get to travel, or there's
Right.
like such varying opinions, or you are homeless, that's sad.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird looking because you guys have attracted so many followers. So of course you're going to get like a varying amount of opinion. But the fucked up thing is like, those people are insane for the most part. You know what I mean? Like you have some like that's the thing that nobody's kind of taking into account. Like if you have time to debate whether or not these people who are living in their cars can and cannot afford the things they're telling you they can't afford. You know what I mean? Like that's just fucking batshit insane. Like that's not.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
wild to me. Yeah, or
I think
people
it's
be
a
like, you
mirror.
clearly live in a house and you're just recording these in your car. I'm like, what do you want from me? How can I make you happy?
Yeah,
I feel like
exactly.
it's definitely like a mirror. So people are just like putting their own negativities, like they're reflecting it off social media, and then just using you as a springboard to like shout whatever it is that they need to try to
Right.
vent it
Yeah,
out.
like that
Yeah.
Dushan guy is probably a terrorist. And that's
Oh,
what
Yeah,
he was saying.
domestic terrorists.
Right. Absolutely. People are absolutely insane.
You
There's
know
so
what?
much
I
shit.
wish you guys would have put that you were up here. I wanted him in the comments because I would love to have a live engagement with this specific individual. I think he would be a fun one.
We
to
actually
explain.
bring
Yeah,
him
that
in the
would be
room, but he's just some
interesting.
12-year-old who's like really angry about like, I'm like, ugh. He's like the future incel that no one will talk to. And like, this is how they grow them. This is how they grow them.
Yeah, he really might be.
It was a good question. So, does your car have Wi-Fi? Do you guys have Wi-Fi in the car?
Can a
I've
car
gotten
have Wi-Fi?
questions about that so
Yeah,
much.
Tesla
People have
does.
always been like, how do you use the internet? And I'm like, data.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Data.
Well, of course.
Or I found Starbucks, like, because I do a lot of work on the go, so I'll pull up outside of a place just to like tie into theirs. And I hate when there's a password; it drives me nuts. Because then you're trying to guess it, like address, phone number. I don't know which way it goes.
Yeah, I'll do that really occasionally, but it's not really necessary. I mean, we have computer pockets. That's what I'm trying to say. So
Nice computer
I
pockets.
mean, I don't need to do anything. I don't really have to go get Wi-Fi. If I really want to use a laptop or something, I'll go somewhere to get Wi-Fi.
Yeah. And we have spent a bunch of time in like cafes and stuff, especially when we want to have like a full work day.
Yeah,
Right.
if I'm gonna devote a day to work, yeah, we've gone to like a cafe together and just spent like 10 hours straight just working.
So how much of your time, like, are you guys? Because I've listened to other content creators, especially when they're making videos and stuff like that, and they'll be like, "Oh, I get up at 6 a.m. and then from like 6 to, what? Oh, Nikita's already like, no. But like from like 6 to whatever, they edit they think of an idea, they edit their videos, and then they're kind of done with that end of it of the day. Are you got like, what's your time spent editing stuff and like making shit?
I think we both suck at that.
Yep.
We're both struggling to balance work and the rest of life. It's really weird when work and every other part of your life kind of blur together,
Yeah.
because my work is now about my life. So I can't define when I'm working and when I'm having fun. They're kind of difficult to differentiate. So
Yeah.
I don't know how much time I spend on it, but I definitely should spend more. I was just talking to somebody about it earlier today. I was like, I need to make a work schedule, dedicate like Monday through Thursday, certain hours of the day, just focusing on work and not getting distracted. But it's hard when you're not clocking in and being held accountable.
Yeah.
And and you're right, when it feels like it's 24/7, like there's no, like, I have the worst sleep schedule. I mean, aside from just doing stand up and like coming home late at night, like now doing all of this shit, I don't sleep at all anymore.
Yeah. It's really consuming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Billy and I have actually, we've been hoping to find an app that would be useful where we can own like a fake company on this app and clock in and clock out, so we can kind of hold each other accountable on it and see how much we're working. But we haven't found the right app to do that with. So if somebody knows one,
if anybody's watching,
shout
wants
it out
to
in the
make that app
or make an app, please.
Making an app is difficult. I'm in the process of doing that right now, and it is the hardest. Like, you got to deal with India constantly back and forth. Yeah, it's so weird. It's the weirdest thing ever. But now I'm like, I wish you would have given me this idea 6 months ago.
You got it now. I'll sign up for it. I'll also promote it. We can work something out here.
Do you guys like value your like alone time? Like, because I would be like, if I had like a best friend that was also living in her car, I'd be like, let's pool our money and get like a camper or something like that. Or do you guys kind of like having separate lives?
We could not. Yeah, people recently, we made some videos. I guess it's been like a couple months ago now, but we had multiple TikTok videos together, and people kept commenting on both of our channels and saying, you guys should get a van together and travel together. And we're both like, fuck no. No, we need our own space. There's no way. It would be different if I was with a lover and to share a big van with them. But honestly, even that's questionable. I would want to rip my hair out, let alone like a friend, you know.
I love the fact that you want your lover to be in the car next to you. So like you can share space, and then they can go back to their own car.
Not in my car, but
I told you I want separate bedrooms, Tom. Like people think I'm nuts for that, but I think like if you're living together,
John. I want us to cuddle.
TC cuddle.
Clocks
you can always...
by Intuit. There you go, guys. We have an answer from the crowd.
Remember that for me. Sweet. T-clocks.
All right, we'll send that to you.
Yeah.
And you know what? So a couple people are tuning in that don't know your backstory. So this is Nikita Crump and Billie Webb. They both do live in their car. They are content creators, and you can follow them. And both are just their names on either TikTok, Instagram, right? YouTube.
Yeah.
Where else? Twitter. Everywhere. So
all the places.
All the socials.
Let's bring that up. So these are the two names that you want to follow right there.
Oh, cool.
There you go. That's very nice. I didn't know we could do that.
Yeah, it makes it look really official.
Actually, honestly, it makes it look like you've both gone missing, and we're the two who are recovering.
Oh man,
has anybody seen these two women?
I feel like I'd be the reporter, and you're the guy that they were last seen with, John.
Oh, that's so true. That's so upsetting. I gotta change. You're the reporter, though.
I look like a reporter.
What are you, man on the street?
Yes, like the guy on the street. That's exactly what I was going to give my title of.
The one that's trying to get the kids to watch the news. Like, I'm just like you. And you're like, anyway, the stock market's down, and they're like, what the fuck?
There you go.
Billy, do you have plants in your car? What's that green thing?
That's my little mattress.
Oh, dude, I'm so blind. It's not even funny. Okay, I see. It's a mattress now. I was like, oh, that's so cool. You brought like plants. I didn't know if you like decorated.
Oh, that would be so difficult, and I would kill some plants immediately.
She would demolish those things.
Yeah, what are your favorite things that you guys have in the cars too? Because I was watching a video of Nikita's that she has like a steering wheel, like it connects for lunch. Love that thing right there. Nice. I want one.
Yeah, so it goes on my steering wheel, so I can either write, like do work. I'm a planner person, so I spend like hours filling out a planner, or eat on the side.
That's fun. How about you, Billy?
Yeah, I don't really have that much cool car life stuff, but I did just order from Amazon 2 days ago. Might be delivered already. A little trash can that connects to the back of this passenger seat. So I'm kind of excited to see that.
Essential.
I love it. Yes. But now I have the bigger question for us and all our guests. Where do you order that to when you order on Amazon? Because you're in a car, so you're moving all the time.
Are you trying to get them literally stalked by that dude? Like, you're like, tell me.
No, there's a shit ton of Amazon lockers and just like friends' houses and stuff.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's pretty convenient.
Yeah. You guys know about Amazon lockers?
Useful.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, they're great. They're at like 7-Elevens or like, I don't know. What are other places that have them?
I don't know. What am I living in, like
Whole Foods?
The past?
Whole Foods.
Is New Jersey not up to date?
Yeah, they're like big yellow metal.
No, it's in Whole Foods
things and inside of grocery stores and convenience stores and stuff.
Because John lives in like McDonald's and Kentucky Fried.
Yeah,
this is a good question. How do you guys bring it up on dates when you're talking to guys?
Ooh.
That's funny. I also made a YouTube video about that kind of recently, where I interviewed guys that I've gone on dates with, and I asked them how they felt about it and stuff.
Nice.
I don't know. I'm really straightforward. I think I. Do you know how you mentioned it, Billy?
I feel like I don't usually mention it on dates, really, but like more so when I'm meeting just random people in public.
You've never, but have you gone on a date and they didn't know, and then you mentioned it?
I don't think I have, because usually, like the people that I go on dates with, I usually meet through social media, and then they already
And they
know.
know. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
yeah.
That's
Fair.
what I was going to ask you. What's the percentage of like meeting on social media and meeting in real life?
I think for a date, I meet a lot of people off of Hinge.
Oh, dude, I
Um,
tried it. I used to do Hinge when I was out in LA. I didn't like it. Do you like
Maybe
it?
LA wasn't the place, but I like it a
No,
lot. Yeah,
it's
I've
not the
met some
place.
quality people.
Did you
Yeah.
really? Oh my
Dude,
God, I did
Hinge
not.
needs to sponsor Nikita.
I am very pro Hinge.
You cleaning
I'm
up,
just
Nikita?
trying to get them to work with me. I mean, I am still single, so it's maybe not working that well, but I'm fond of it. I'm having a
Hinge
good
was this
time.
close to sponsoring you, and then they heard you say that, and they were like, "Let us know when you're ready."
So I don't even know what Hinge is. I'm so out of the loop.
Yeah, Tom's
It's
married.
just a dating app, but it's more clean, and somehow like the demographic of people that go to it seem to be more serious, and like I don't know.
You know what's
There's not
funny?
like people posting photos of their abs or like
It's
You
the
know.
I
less
just want
slutty
to point out
Tinder.
that you said that Hinge is a dating app, but more clean, which just makes
Yes.
anybody else out there using a dating app like, fuck, am I dirty? Like, what? Like, why am I?
I'm also on some shitty ones, so
Okay,
no
alright.
judgment.
Balance it out.
And see, with
Yeah.
me, like wordplay, like Hinge to me would be like a dating app for swingers. Hinge, right?
Oh yeah,
Like,
that
makes-
is
it would
weird.
make
Why
sense.
is it called that? I don't know.
Maybe it's
But
started out
I
that way.
actually, funnily enough, though, I met up with somebody from Hinge in Southern California, and I'm either completely straightforward and I mention that I live in my car on the app, like directly to them in a message,
Okay.
or I'm kind of like being full of surprises. There's something fun about that for me, and I'll just mention it on the first date. I don't know why I like doing that.
How do you say
but
it
I do.
though? Like if I was with you and I didn't know you and
I
I was
literally
like,
just say I live in my car.
oh,
Wait, was that the guy named Nikita?
No, so I went on a date with a guy named Nikita. Anyway, so
I like that. I would do that too.
I mean, I had to.
Right?
But no, it's actually I can't remember this guy's name because I don't really like him. But I went on this date with this guy. We're having a great time, and then I think probably 40 minutes or so into food and drinks and chatting, it came out that he lived in his vehicle, and I was like, "What? I live in my vehicle." And we were like,
wow.
"You want to get married right now?" So that was a real moment.
That is a fun
Didn't work out.
moment.
I would just peruse. If I was you, I would just peruse like Blue Book or something like that and be like, anybody selling their
Yeah.
car but also single?
Somebody said, ever forgot to tell the guy and he sees you parked outside the next morning.
Nikita has
I
a
would
good
never.
one.
Okay, well that's funny. So I would never not tell a guy, and if for some reason I weren't, I would definitely not be within eyesight of them. But that's never happened. But I do have funny stories where I have been seeing someone and then I would leave. I'd hang out with them at their house, leave, but I'm not in a rush. Like I live in here, so once I make it to my car, sometimes I might need to do something, work a little bit, organize. Who knows? So I'll stay right outside for a little bit, and then I'll get a text from them where they're like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah. Why wouldn't you think I'm
Oh, I get
okay?"
it.
And they're like, "I just see you're still here." And I was like, imagine I drive by your house and I see that you're home, and I'm like, "Hey, are you all right?"
I see you're home.
Where else would I be except for right here?
I kind of want to do that to people now. Like, hey, I just saw you in your window.
You're
You
right.
doing all right?
Are you doing okay?
You look
Shouldn't
lost.
be there.
Yeah. Is that your bathroom window? Are you doing all right? Oh, shit.
So,
gotta
what
be
are your
crazy.
two types of automobiles, too? I want to know.
I'm in a Honda Civic.
Wow,
Oh,
that's
nice.
tight.
I am in a Mazda 3.
Ooh.
Oh, I thought you were going Tesla when I was following the journey of leaving the van.
She is going Tesla.
I am working on that right now as we speak.
Exciting. That's exciting.
That's funny. We're both getting out of our cars, like, or into different vehicles at the same time. I'm closing in on a van.
Wow, you
Oh.
changing over, huh? Leaving
Wow.
car
Oh,
life.
yeah. Different directions. I'm going larger, she's going smarter.
What type of van?
A high roof ProMaster.
I love that van. I have that
So-
van. It was
Oh,
just,
do you?
yeah, it's the best van ever.
You have
I
a
said
van?
I really want. Yeah, dude, I have a business that we have multiple. I have multiple vans, but I have a high roof ProMaster, and I
Who are
want
you?
to take one and turn it into like a van life van. But we're so
Do
busy
it.
with it, I can't do it with the work ones though. But I was
Well,
looking
don't
at
buy one right now. Let me tell you, they're expensive as fuck currently.
crazy. Did you look at there's an Econoline, Ford Econoline, high top electric van. With
What?
with a low range. The only thing I don't like about it is it doesn't have a great range. It has like 172-mile range,
Oh,
but that's
ew.
pretty killer. I know. It's not like the Tesla.
What am I
get,
gonna
like,
do with that?
350. Right? You're gonna
That's my
live
issue with
to charge it.
electric vehicles. I'm waiting for them to have a much bigger range because whenever I do drive, I drive hundreds of miles in a single day.
Okay.
When I don't though.
Yeah.
How come you guys switched? So you went from a van to a car, and you're going to a car to a van. Is it just lifestyle changes, or you're just looking for a change in general, or you're looking to do more traveling and you want to be in a, like why?
Go
why
first,
switch?
Billy.
All right. I know you're just wait, are you that way? Yeah.
Yeah,
I
she's
know,
That's me.
I know you're just like done with the small space. for the
She
most
goes
part,
first when she
right?
talks about me.
No, you give my reason. No, I'm actually I'm fucking done with the gas prices.
Yes.
I think electricity is the future, and I want to be like a little ahead of the game. And I'm also really excited. Like, I've just like I've been hanging around with friends who have Teslas pretty recently. I think freaking 3 of them, and
Mm.
now it's like I've been seeing all the features, and I'm like, oh my god,
They
these would be
are
so
cool
cool. And
features.
also, like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. There is so much stuff that nobody knows about Teslas, and like killer content. But also, I just want to freaking live in Atlanta. It would be so cool.
It would be really cool. I got a question about Tesla since you've been kind of researching them and stuff, though, because I like when I come home from gigs at night, sometimes, depending on where I am in the country, gas stations are closed, right? Like, or certain gas stations are closed. And I've literally done this several times where I'm like almost out of gas and coming home and it's like 2:00 in the morning and I just can't find one. But I heard that the charging stations are even harder to find at night that are like, so do they shut them down at night? Do you have to like, or are they constantly running? Like, how do you get, like, what if you're just traveling late at night? Like, what do you do?
They run all night, but I don't
They
see
do.
a ton of them.
They do run all night. I heard.
And also, you can check on this Tesla
I was gonna
screen and
say that.
see how many are like if they're fully packed with Teslas or if any are available. And they also have a feature to where if you keep your Tesla on a charger all night long and keep someone else from using it, then you get charged.
Yeah, it's more expensive.
Fees.
Yeah, it's more expensive to be on it with the charge.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that about the screen, though.
makes
That's
sense.
pretty cool. They'll help you find a place.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
things
tell
do
you.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it'll also, so like there's not any distance that you could drive without having a charger there and able to get you farther. So like you can always go and like find another charger, and it will automatically route you to a charger if it says that your destination, that you don't have enough miles to reach your destination.
Oh, that's sick.
Has anybody driven across country yet in a Tesla?
Yeah.
For
Okay.
sure.
I test drove one the other day. I loved it.
Cross country?
No, Tesla. I wish I would have. My brother drove. My brother one time drove across country, put his feet in the Pacific Ocean, drove back to New York. Like there, came back, and that was it. Him and one of our friends, they went boom, boom. I wish I would have went with him. I was so jealous of that.
And then the next day he was like, tomorrow, Busch Gardens. And he drove all the way down.
Right? Pets a giraffe and leaves.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have a ton of questions coming on. I don't want to slow it down too much, but I want to keep it running.
Sure.
So somebody asked, with the rise of van life and social media, has there been a noticeable rise in the number of people staying at the same places as you guys?
San Diego is
I was
literally
gonna say San
van
Diego.
life city.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they're everywhere. Yeah. Which makes sense. I mean, the weather's supposed to be great. If you live in a vehicle, you want better weather. I think a lot of them flock over there. But otherwise, I don't feel like I don't know. That might be kind of hard for me to say because I haven't been very aware of how many live-in vehicles are around me until I started living in my vehicle. Now I notice them all the time, but that's probably just because I live in my car.
Yeah.
I'm always on the look for them. Like I'm like that car looks like somebody's living it, right? Like if it has
I
like the
can
things
tell,
up,
man.
I'm like, yeah.
I never
Yeah.
notice that kind of shit. I don't know if anybody's.
Yeah,
I
you
mean, you
wouldn't.
know,
Yeah.
unless it's like blatantly fucking obvious. Like there's a woman in a few towns over who's just has like newspaper all over her car and like on the windows and shit. And I was like, okay, I think she either wants to be really well informed, but like from 20 years ago, or like, you know, like she's living in her car. She's on the
Yeah,
go,
that's a
but
dead
really well
giveaway.
read. I don't know what.
I personally am jealous of it. Like I could totally do it. I think I could definitely do. I want to do it. I like to try everything, so I kind of want to do it for at least a month, right? Just to go take off and do cross country.
Your wife's definitely not going to do
Do
it.
She
it.
won't do it. She will not do it.
Ah,
I know.
I'm
what?
gonna have to do it with John or somebody else because she's not.
I would do
she
it.
will stay in a hotel. She won't do the car. Trust me. I've been petitioning to buying the van and making that like our vacation thing. And then I like to go everywhere. I don't know if you can tell. I like to go places, right? So like, and I like to experience stuff. So I feel like van life is the way to go for the U.S. You can knock out every state.
I wanted to live in my car and got talked out of it. I did not even want a car. I wanted to get a Jeep. And because when I was living in LA, I was like, this is bullshit because I lived in like Studio City and that fucking little pricey. And then that got the fuck out of there and then went to Universal City and got the fuck out of there and then went to San Clemente for a little bit and then got the fuck out of there and then wound up in Downey and then hated my life because I was in Downey and Downey sucks. So and then I was like, fuck it, I think I should just get a Jeep and live in my car. And then people were like, that's ridiculous. Bro, you can't do that.
Yeah, I had some of my friends and acquaintances who were like, why would you do that? I don't get it. Or like, you're being silly. It's not going to be fun. And I'm like, yeah, no shit.
Yes. So we have somebody saying right now, they're like, they don't think I could do it. They said living in a van outfitted is different than living in a Civic. Nikita is living in a Civic.
Yeah, it is. I am
right
living,
now.
yeah.
But I stayed. I mean, I have a Honda Civic Coupe. I've slept in my coupe before. It's not horrible. You just like they do. You pop out the back and then you just kind of chill out. I had to do it doing a gig in Boston because I was a moron, and I forgot it was like college graduation and like everything. I was like, I had these gigs booked and I was like, I'll get a hotel. They were like, oh, book your hotel, and I was like, yeah, I will. Don't worry about it. And then I didn't, and then they were all filled, the whole thing, like every area, because everyone was graduating and shit, and so I slept in my car.
I like that. I personally feel like that's a score to be able to stay in the car.
I told Billy this. I slept in my car outside of a hotel room and then got up for continental breakfast. I just walked into the hotel and I was like, you guys are out of eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, right away, sir. And I was like, get on it.
I remember the first time I had the idea of staying in my car, I was lying to my parents about going to hang out with friends, but really going to parties, right? Mm-hmm. And that sometimes was difficult to do. So one day I was like, wait, why? An easy solution is just sleep in my car. Go to the party, sleep in my car. I stayed at a friend's house, you know? Yeah. And I'm like, this is genius. So that kind of like got me into the concept of sleeping in here.
Yeah. It's not bad. I mean, there's so much shit I love doing in my car in general anyway. Like I like some of my friends always think I'm really weird because I'll be like, oh yeah, we're going somewhere. Let's just grab food real quick and then we'll go. And like, can we go inside? I'm like, why? Like, let's just eat in the car and like on the go. I love doing that. Like,
Same.
I don't have a tray like yours because I guarantee you I would probably try to use it while I was driving. But like, I do have like a side tray thing that I can use for like food and shit.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that they have a variety of different trays. Wait, I was going to say something about whatever you just said, but I've since forgotten what it was.
Oh, was it
you just John good job,
dude. I do that constantly I really do. It's really bad. I'm like, oh shit.
So people are totally about this, like, all right, so I personally know how you shower, but they want to know, like, are there curtains for when you change? Still trying
I
to
like
figure
that you
out how
said
you
I personally know how you shower.
Yeah,
we're gonna cut that out
them. So, no, you can
that's not a good thing to follow it up with either, buddy. I personally,
I could see doing that, like staying in like so for showering. I'll answer this for you guys. They join a gym, so you have a shower, so you have like a 24-hour gym.
24-hour gym.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
That's
And
killer.
I have window covers. I don't know if Billie has any yet. Knowing
Oh,
her, she
nice.
does not. Yeah.
Oh, I'm
So
never
I
gonna
just-
get them because I blacked out my tint.
Oh,
My
yeah.
windows are I still can't do it. I need window covers too. So
Granted, mine
I
are more tinted.
still does not matter. I would still have window covers. Hell no.
Somebody
too
asked, "How
paranoid.
about bedpans? Do you have bedpans in the car? Like, how do you go to the bathroom
No.
at night? No.
Bedpans.
Bedpan would be so inconvenient. I would at least want something that I could close.
Yeah.
Right?
Are there bedpans that you can close?
No.
Yeah, I think
No.
bedpans are just like
Not while you're
basically
like.
toilet seats.
Con
Yeah,
Ed
yeah.
has these. They have these buckets that you put a bag in, right? And then when you go to the bathroom in the bucket, it turns to like this gel and it solidifies. And then you zip the bag and
Oh,
throw
yeah,
it out.
yeah. I'm
Hmm.
familiar with that because I camp sometimes. So yeah, I've
Wow.
definitely had some of those and had to use some of those, but I don't use that for living in my car. There's just toilets everywhere, you know.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I use those.
I just pull over.
Also, I'm not afraid to go pee outside. I will do it.
Oh
I just
yeah.
did it 2 days
I was
ago.
gonna ask that. Nice. Good for you.
Yeah, as
Yeah.
long as I'm not gonna get arrested or something, if no one's around, outside's fair game.
Nice.
So the more welcome back, guys. Also said, did I miss the cop stories? You guys got some good cop stories?
Oh, Billie and I have a story together, but it's not about a cop.
Oh, I actually told that story the last time I was on Dystopia.
Oh, really?
Too, but
Oh,
You were in St. Louis with her?
Oh yeah, that was.
I know
yeah.
you're. Yeah. That's fucking great.
yeah.
That was
yeah.
a great story.
Wow,
Oh,
you
man.
guys have
Well,
come full
I'll edit that
circle.
in so that way it's in the same episode. But yeah,
Yeah, now they can
that's a
hear-
great fucking story.
But
Yeah,
if you
you
guys
edit-
are watching, go back and watch Billie Webb's episode on YouTube at Dystopia Tonight. That's where you can see that St. Louis story by the
This guy
arch.
fucking gets it.
Yeah, but I want to hear it from Nikita's side too.
From my
Yeah, we should hear.
perspective?
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Nikita. You
yeah.
want to tell us
Alright.
from your perspective?
Well, so at the time, that was whenever Billie and I met, and we went on that road trip just aimlessly through the U.S. So yeah, we were in St. Louis, Missouri, street parked at like, I don't know, 1 a.m. or something. And she was parked behind me. We're both kind of turning down for the night, just in our separate vehicles, probably both on our phones. And I start to hear some guys shouting, and I'm partially ignoring it because I'm like, they're probably just shouting and on the sidewalk. But then I hear like, "Are you homeless?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, they're yelling at Billie," because I have window covers. I'm not seeing anything. Nobody sees me.
Mhm.
And at the time, she didn't even have tinted windows, and we're in a well-lit area, so that light's just coming right through, and they just see her laying down in a car. And I have this pepper gun, so I like grab that, and I'm like, what do I do in this moment? Do I step out of my vehicle and expose myself, or do I just stay here and like wait till this blows over? Like, it felt dangerous because they were shouting at her for like minutes, trying to get her to open her door, trying to get her to roll down her window.
Oh my god.
And we talk on the phone. She's telling me what's going on, and she said he had pulled his dick out and was rubbing it on her car. So I'm like, we got to get the fuck out of here. Like, this guy was not leaving. This was going on for minutes, and I'm like, this could escalate.
That's not escalated.
Yeah,
to
no,
you?
I was like, oh my god, how
Escalate
much worse
to
could
where
it get?
somebody gets harmed. Yeah, you know what's
Yeah.
funny is like, I don't know about you, Billie, if you feel like this, but for me, yeah, that's a story that's kind of has more of a interesting highlight. So I have told it before, but it's not that vastly more creepy than other
Yeah.
situations. Like, this is the kind of stuff that happens all the time. Usually
Really?
not like penises out, but yeah, there's creeps everywhere, and they have no shame, and it's so uncomfortable. So it's like not an unusual feeling. So why escalate? I mean, like, actually enter the vehicle somehow.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
try
or
to break in.
attempt to.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah.
Have you had
start
people
like trying
try
to
to
bash the
attempt?
window or something.
Have you had people
Uh,
do it
I've had my car broken into.
while you were in
And
it? or
all
no?
of her stuff was stolen.
Wasn't that recently?
That sucks.
Yeah, it was back in December.
It fucking blows.
Yeah,
that
it was
very
not
sad.
fun. And then I witnessed a car break-in next to me just a few days after I was back in my car. I was like all fucked up from that trauma.
It was
Wow.
literally the
Uh,
car next to you, right?
Yeah,
And you were
really
sleeping in
triggered
the
me.
car.
I
How
was
are you
hanging out
not
in my car.
spraying
Yeah.
that pepper spray? I would be like stealthily just cracking the window enough.
These
light 'em
guys
up.
were like they looked like people I didn't want to fuck with.
Right.
So
I would get
I
bear
did not
mace.
make myself known. Huh?
I would get bear mace. Fuck the pepper spray. Like whatever's gonna knock a bear out. Just
Oh, I don't.
Do you
have
actually
it with
have
me.
it?
I have
Oh.
like a mace gun.
ooh,
So this shit shoots.
Oh yeah,
far.
it's literally.
that's pretty great.
Yeah, it's pretty elaborate.
Yeah, it's excited. Like,
Dude, Nikita, tell them about the tile that got stolen with your stuff.
This is funny. This is the next YouTube video that I'm gonna be making. It's all about
Oh.
this. So
We got inside info.
all of the shit that so much stuff got stolen out of my car, which obviously really sucked. And I didn't remember until like 2 or 3 days later that I had one of these in a bag, a tile tracker.
Love it. I have it on my
nice.
keys too.
Oh yeah, I live by this. So I have just had them not with a thought that like, oh, if my stuff is stolen, I can find it, but just in like, oh, I can't find my keys. Like it helps in that way.
right.
But so it didn't cross my mind for a few days because that's just not how I process what these are, I guess. But days pass, I'm like, oh shit, I have a tile tracker in the purse that was taken. And so my friend takes me to the area that it's at. I look at the location history. We're like going in. It's also like midnight, so it's a little risky of an hour for us to go hunting for this. And long story short, after like diligent hunting, we end up finding it in an alleyway and a trash can in like an area where there's apartments and houses that are rented out and stuff, and
Okay.
nothing
Oh my
else.
God.
But had I found it sooner, if I had thought about it as soon as I found my car, I probably could have found the people that had my stuff.
But all right, so let's say you hit it, right? Because with a tile, if you hit it, it makes the noise. It's like do 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 do, right? What if you
Right.
hit it and it was on somebody? Do you confront them?
So I thought about that while I was like ringing it to search for it. I'm like, what if it's on somebody right now and they're like freaking out, trying to rip the battery out or something? So I stopped sounding it off just to see if I could maybe get closer to it
Find
first,
it
because I hadn't
first.
like fully locked in on it. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was carrying my mace around with me. I don't know what I would have done if like I found a person. I don't
Right.
know.
Because
Yeah,
I
But
feel like
now
if
I
you're
have
me,
so
it's
many
awesome.
tiles and I'm hiding them in everything.
Oh, that's great.
Smart. That
Yeah.
is, I like the tiles a lot. Somebody said it's those fuckers with houses; they can't be trusted.
Yeah, they probably did have houses. Stealing
Unbelievable.
from me.
So,
Perhaps more.
do you feel responsible to report those type of things to authorities, or do you just live with it? Like when stuff like that happens.
Yeah, how do the authorities respond to you guys? Do you try to hide the fact that you're living in your
That I
cars
live
when
in
that
my
stuff
car?
happens?
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Oh, that's good.
No. Yeah, I would only hide that if it was like for insurance purposes or something. Because I don't
You're
think
out
you're.
now.
I think.
Yeah.
I think you're not supposed to be able to insure your vehicle at the same rate or something if you live in it. There's some sort of thing in there. I don't know because I don't ask.
There you go. It's like the army policy. I get it.
Yeah. Don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah.
Not
I
bad.
won't ask and I won't tell.
So tell us about Gutted real quick, because I know you guys are doing. It's in October. You said it's the TV show that's coming out.
Yeah.
How did
we're
you guys
both
get
gonna
hooked up with that?
How did we, Billy?
So the first season of Gutted is actually already out. You can already watch that. You'll have to do
Cool.
research and find out where. I think on YouTube, and one other place. But season 2 is not going to be released in October. It's going to be filmed in October, and that's when
Oh,
Nikita and I are going to head over to Missouri and do a van building TV show.
Missouri.
Yeah,
that's
we're gonna
cool.
build out different rigs on
Misery.
different teams. We have to build out a rig in 5 days on a team and then compete against other groups who are doing the same. And that's
Is
the
it other
TV
content
show.
creators like that also are in the similar?
Definitely
like,
some of
vein?
them are. I don't know about all of them.
It's like
So-
it's a good mix of people.
So you guys are doing like a real life derby type of thing, like a Boy Scout derby or whatever the fuck they call this thing. Like you build your own little car.
First of
but
all, you
it's a-
could have said bubblegum run, but no, they build a real
what the
car.
fuck is a bubblegum run?
You've never heard of that?
No.
You take your car and you race it across the U.S. They do it here. They do it in Europe. You've never heard of this?
No, I never heard of it.
Mind blown, bro. We're gonna enter these two ladies in the bubblegum run. It's sick. You're supposed to try to get from one spot to the other as fast as possible, and you get a ton of sponsorships.
This is what we do
Oh,
here on
wow.
Dystopia tonight. We just volunteer our guests onto shit that they're like, we're entering you guys into a
Really?
contest.
If we could find a way to
that'd
get
be
that
amazing.
Tesla sponsored off, no, you wouldn't do it. You
Oh,
wouldn't do
yeah,
that
that'd
race
be-
across
that'd
the
be a
U.S.
good
I'd be
point.
down.
Right?
I can drive
I
for
would
a
do
long
that.
time without sleeping.
I mean,
So.
3 days.
She can.
See?
Wait, what did you say about sleeping?
I said I can drive for a long time without sleeping.
Ditto.
So I'm a win.
Nice. Also, I'm pretty good at driving while sleeping. No, I'm just, just a heads up in case anyone's wondering. One of my friends drove with me to a gig, and I was really tired when I was coming back, and he was like, "You know what? It's not that bad because when you fall asleep behind the wheel, you don't speed up; you actually slow down. So it's pretty good because every other time you're driving, you're doing like 90. So and when you're falling asleep, we're like, oh, this is nice. It's a good pace. It's a good pace.
Yeah.
We're doing all right."
Yeah.
Do you guys do anything while you're driving that you probably would not normally do, but because you live in your car, it's like kind of like you just kind of forget that you're actually driving and you shouldn't be doing shit. I mean, like obviously aside from like texting and driving and whatever else it is, but you're home, so you know what I mean. Like you're probably like reaching for shit that you normally wouldn't, or like.
Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely reach for a lot of things. But one thing whenever I first moved into my car, I got strangely proud of my ability to locate things like upon like first touch without having to look because I
Nice.
know where every single thing is in my car. So I'm just like reach and got it immediately. And
Oh,
I
that's great.
felt like really cool about that. So it doesn't take much effort.
It's on your Hinge profile.
Yes.
I can find everything in my car.
One unique thing that I know both of us have done that probably very few other people have done because we live in our cars and we have scissors and we have bangs is we both have cut our bangs while we're driving.
Oh,
Really?
Looking in the
Definitely
mirror,
done that.
trimming our
Yeah.
bangs.
nice.
That's
Can you guys give me some tips?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Honestly, I'm just not admitting to the things that I do while I'm driving. So
I
Really?
I saw your eyes like go, but you're like, yeah, I can't say that. Can't say that. I'm not gonna do that. No.
See, she has some good bonus content for Patreon.
Yeah, we'll film something special afterward. Like, all right.
Yeah,
That's pretty
I
great.
have some amazing multitasking abilities. I'll just say that.
Nice.
Somebody said shaving legs and driving must be tough. I think it's doable. I think it's doable.
One of my friends didn't live
I
in a
just
car.
do
And
that
she
in
used to
the
do that
shower.
shit
There you go.
in the shower. I don't know what I've changed while I was driving before.
Same.
Yeah, I've
that's
changed
easy
while
to
I'm
do.
I brush my teeth while I'm driving. I've
Same.
shaved while I'm driving.
I've eaten cereal with milk while I was driving out of a bowl.
Same.
Are you really? Oh,
Hardest food I ever ate while driving: mango. It's impossible. You have to
Ooh,
bite
that would
it,
be
peel
difficult.
it. It was so difficult. I tried to take it on like an apple, and you can't do that with a mango. Like I didn't
Well, I
get
was
it.
imagining that you would like pre-cut it, and that
No,
would still be
solid
difficult.
mango, and like a
I've not
monkey,
done that.
like peeling it, eating it, peeling it.
I just imagine you eating it like an apple at first, but also drowning yourself at the same. Like it's just like intense, too much juice.
All
I
those
look like a
strings getting
baboon.
in your teeth.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even alone in my car while I was doing it. Like there was somebody else cheering me on, like acting like I could get there.
Oh man, they should have helped you.
Right?
No,
I
you know what I
would
was
cut
just gonna
that
say?
up for my friend.
I can't stand when people try to help me when I'm driving because I'm so used to driving by myself to like all these
Oh,
different places. Like as soon as there's somebody else in the car who's like, "Let me do that for you," I'm like, "I will fucking kill us both. You need to not touch."
Same, but I feel like the mango is different.
Yeah.
Like, I would want help with that. Yeah, whenever people offer to help me with stuff I know I can handle, I'm like, get away from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like eating a burger and drive. I was with so many places to go. What inspires your next adventure, or do you have a destination list for the near future?
That's a good question.
For
Did you guys
somebody
get
who's
that?
I don't know
tracking you, I'm just kidding.
I'm burnt out, honestly. I think Billy might be too. I've done so much traveling. I'm tired. I am trying to just stay in one place and rest for months. But
Yeah,
I
you guys
have been
never-
wanting to go to France.
Oh, okay. Well, you can't take
Awesome.
your
Might do
car.
that soon.
I'm trying
Yeah,
to
I'm gonna
think if
fly there.
any travels that I've done in the past year have been inspired not by other people. I feel like I map everything based on social. Like, where's
Oh,
Nikita gonna
really?
be? Where's
well,
have I
Thanks for
traveled
fucking coming to New
anywhere?
Jersey, Billy. Jesus Christ. I feel like
You're
it's
not-
all social and people I meet on there and talk to. And...
Says the guy with the
Fuck John, though.
exclusive Instagram.
yeah. Okay. That's
Yeah,
cool.
actually, I
Somebody
feel
said,
like that's a better way to do it. And actually, my last few travels have also been based on other people. Now that you're saying that, which for me and probably for you too, Billy, is better because sometimes Billy and I discovered this together on that first trip where we met each other. We were like, we don't really like this whole wandering aimlessly thing. We felt too lost. There was like too much pressure because we could go anywhere, and so then where do we want to go? We don't want to pick the wrong thing. There was like too many options and it was crippling. So neither one of us were fond of that. And anytime something would come up where she'd be like, I have to see my brother in Arizona, I'd be like, can I come? Because I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. And then, we just kept tagging along on different plans to go see other people. And that felt really good. Anytime we would solidify, I need to see someone you can come to, then we were both like, relief. We know what comes next. So we've definitely both done a bunch of
love
that,
that.
and I just was on a tour of doing that too.
Nice.
So, but do you go like friend to friend? Like, does it go from like one friend to another friend? And you're like, all right, we'll see you later. I'm going to go my way with this person. You're going to go your other way with that one? Or?
Yeah. Like, we'll meet people in different cities, or sometimes there are people who travel too. So we'll go maybe meet them halfway, something like that, meet them at some fun location.
And I feel like it's always like there's still a bunch of logistics involved. Like we still have our own lives. Like, oh, I don't know,
Yeah.
I have a doctor's appointment here. Who can I see on the way there? Like
Right.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So interesting.
Yeah,
I really
we
do
work
want to
our
do
own
this van
stuff,
thing,
too.
like to meet up and like, John, we got to get on the road with this. You wouldn't
I am
be
on the
able to-
road. I just come back home.
But what I'm saying is, you wouldn't be able to like commingle with me in a van if we were touring a
No,
little bit.
I would
You know,
totally,
so it's
dude. I would if we were doing it like that.
I feel
would
like
totally
you
do
guys
it.
could do it.
I would love to do it.
I think so.
Thank
too.
you, Nikita.
He's so tiny. I think it would be fun. I feel
I think
like
it'd be great.
he could.
I don't
sleep
even
while
take
I
up that
drive,
much
vice
space,
versa.
man. You can put me in the compartment at the top. I'm fine.
I could totally see closing the
I
cabinet.
think Billy and I are like the
same.
same. Billy, how tall are you? What do you say?
You're taller than me.
Closing the cabinet.
Am I taller
How
than you?
tall
All
are
right.
you,
I'm...
Billy?
Yeah, I'm 5'2".
Oh, okay. I'm a little. Yeah. All right.
It's
How tall
actually
are
an
you, John?
accomplishment to be shorter than me.
Yeah.
You look tall, and I feel like I have the same problem on Instagram where people think I'm like taller than I am.
She does. Actually, Billy, I don't even know if I've ever told you. Whenever I met you, I was like, oh my God, she's so much smaller than I thought.
Yeah, you've said that.
I did the same thing with John.
Yeah.
And
People
not
always
even
think
a
I'm
joke.
taller, and I don't know, I'm loud or something. I don't know why. But like one of my friends is like 6 something, and she's always like, yeah, I never realized how much shorter you are than me until you're like standing next to me. And I'm always like, well, then get the fuck away from me. That's great. No, I don't mind it though. But yeah, you do. You're one of those. I think there's just certain people who look like, because everybody, like audience members will say that to me. They'll be like, oh my God, like on Instagram, you look taller. I'm like, well, it's not a filter. So I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah,
See,
I think people just tend to look taller. People think that I'm taller. I'm an average height, but people think that I'm like tall.
Right.
What's an
Yeah.
average height?
5'5", 5'6" is the average
Oh,
human
okay.
height in the
Yeah.
US.
Yeah.
I didn't know. So you're so ominous. Like everything
Listen,
you told was like,
The point is we're all
average height.
shorter than Tom. So that's the I think
But I-
maybe if the three of us stood on our shoulders, we'd be right up to Tom's nose.
I think I look short when you see me in a picture solo, and then if you put me amongst people, I look like I'm a professional wrestler. So it's
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
such a 6'4", but I'm wide, so
Okay.
I'm not 6'4" and lanky. So
Right.
like my friends that are lanky
Proportion.
look tall. Yeah,
Yeah. We
I don't feel
all
like
thought
that.
Tom was all my comedian friends and I when we met, because we only met Tom on the internet. He's this way.
yeah.
And then we were like stunned when we actually saw a photo of him where he was like, oh yeah, me and my wife went out with our friends, and it was like his wife's
Everybody like
friends,
here and lower.
and then Tom was like, they were like, where's Tom? Is he behind that tree? Holy shit, it's Tom.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it was, yeah, you look short, like I think because you like slouch probably.
I don't think I'm slouching. I'm just like I'm not small.
It'd be great if you did this move
I'm
and just
just
knocked
not
everything
small.
over.
I'm like, no, are we
Yeah.
supposed to sit like this the whole time? That's
No,
weird.
but
Chest
I don't
out?
think you're slouching. But I just, yeah, no,
Is
it's
that
not
better?
bad.
Is that better for you? I feel like this feels awkward. On
No,
camera.
I'm a little threatened.
In the last like 9 months, I've
Billy just gets up.
briefly romantically seen 2 different people who are both 6'7".
Uh-huh.
And
Wow.
I realized that
6'7"?
people in that general height range are just, you're living different lives.
We are living
way up
different
there.
lives. You know what's funny is me and my wife would have this conversation all the time, because when we go places, it's a totally different perspective on life. You would take an elevator together. She's stuck in everybody's chest. I'm like, this isn't bad because nobody's above my head.
Yeah.
We were at
completely
the
different
Vatican.
perspective.
Yeah, we were at the Vatican. I'm like, oh my God, the Pope's right there. She's like, all I see is umbrellas. What are you talking about?
Oh my God. Yeah, that kind of
So
shit's
crazy.
annoying.
Pros and cons for sure.
Yeah.
Seems like getting into a vehicle.
You guys can see when like lions are coming and shit and like warn the others.
Yes.
Like I feel like that's a pretty good. Like,
I need to know, how did you take the guys that you were seeing that was 6'7" back to your place?
Never. No.
No.
Absolutely not. I don't even think they could fit in here, even just for like a cruise into town. No, I would hang out with them like out in town, like on a date or at their house or something.
Gotcha.
Honda Civics are the most antisocial, I think, of all cars because they're basically just like, this is for me, maybe one other person, maybe a pet.
And it becomes even more antisocial when you live in it. Like when I've ridden in Nikita's car, I literally have to like hop on stuff and like sprawl out over the back seat.
She like just has to hop in the back, like, and just lay back.
I'm like all crouched up. Like, where can I sit?
Oh God.
And does that feel invasive too? Because I feel like now they're like sitting in your bedroom. You're like, get off my bed. What are you doing? sit
It
in the
definitely
living
does
room.
feel different, very different from like just having somebody ride in my car with me. But it's not that weird. I think I've only had Billie do that, or myself. Like I've sacrificed myself and had a friend drive my vehicle, and I'll like awkwardly get back there. I just did that the other day, but it's mostly just been Billie. So I'm like, that's fine. Like I know her because she lived in her car. She gets it. The only time I've had somebody, when I first moved into my car, before anybody really knew about it, I had like 2 close coworkers that knew and maybe like 3 close friends that I had told. So a lot of my coworkers were broke. We were all fucking broke. And one of them that I was friends with was really beginning to think about living in her car too. So she would like hang out with me and hang out in my car and test out sleeping in hers too and sleep next to me in her car and stuff. But we would hang out, and our hangouts were right here.
Oh. Where did you used to work? I need to know what company this was.
TJ Maxx.
Okay, there we go.
Nice.
That's why the clothes are so affordable. Because they don't pay you enough to live.
Oh, it's bullshit. Well, it's funny because I worked at a TJ Maxx in Florida. That's how I started working there. And it was great. I made enough pay. Like, there was a pretty significant gap from minimum wage to my pay. It was sustainable. And I actually, like, for the first time in a really long time, had built a sustainable life with that job. And I was HR. And then I transferred to a spot in California, just expecting for that to remain the same. And it wasn't. The gap, there was like $1 difference between minimum wage and my pay. And I was commuting further. The hours were worse. So it just like, did not maintain the same way at all as the previous store that I worked at. And it was just a nightmare. So.
Wow.
How conscious do you guys have to be of like accumulating stuff? Like, I guess are you like conscious of like, okay, or not?
Billie knows how much shit I've had in my car at different points. She is much more minimalistic, and that's been something I've been envious about her. Because she's like, I don't know, maybe she has like 50 items total in her car, and I've got like hundreds.
Wow.
Like my trunk is completely full of kitchen items, toiletry items, and like camping and hiking stuff, electronics. My floorboard back here in the back seat is completely stuffed. And I've had a fridge in my passenger seat, and the floorboard is taken up with a power station. So it's like, it's full in here. I keep enough space for me to lay down and sit right here.
That's it. Wow.
Wow.
And even like a sweater. My family was like, what can we get you for Christmas? And I was like, please, just tiny things. And I was really driving that home. And they're like, we got it. And then they gave me like multiple sweatshirts. I was like, I can't have this.
They're like, you wear them all at once. Wear them all at the same time.
Yeah, where's that gonna go? Like a pile of sweatshirts that's massive in here.
Yeah.
I kind of envy you guys, Billie. I truly envy you. So do you hoard anything? Like, do you hoard memories or pictures or digitally? Nothing?
I went to my first festival. I went to Coachella, and then I kept the bracelet, and I was like, I don't know if I should keep this bracelet.
Wow.
But when people try to give me things, I'm like, I don't want it. I can't
Wow.
have
Yeah,
it.
she
I do
rejects.
not want
I
it.
try to give her things all the time, and she's
All
like,
the
I can't do
time.
it.
So, but like
Every
entertainment
time I
wise,
see her, I am like,
like
here's more
I
shit.
mean, are you just streaming stuff? Like, do you not like? I'm assuming you don't keep books anywhere to read. So it's
I
like a
have
Kindle.
books.
Do you have books too? Okay, that's great. I'm like, yeah, because I was like, I don't know what I would do because I have a lot of shit. Like, I think, like, first of all, like I have a shit ton of t-shirts. Like, I think there's like over 300 t-shirts. So that's like, you know, and Billy is disgusted by
out.
that and
She's
left.
yeah,
Yeah, she was
she's
like,
so
it's like,
disgusting.
let me tell you something about your fucking t-shirts, John. I will
You
burn
have
them
two?
all.
That's one too many.
Yeah, exactly. But like, yeah, I do have a lot. I have a lot of crap. But I know I don't need. Like, I feel like if I didn't have like, yeah, I wouldn't need it. But I have a lot of crap.
Yeah, there's plenty of shit that I could live without, but I'm like, I can fit it in here, so I will. So
I even have
still got
problems
this.
with like photo. Like, I have 30,000 something photos on my phone. I don't need them. There's no fucking way that they're not for like I have 29,000 are just in my cat. And then like not gonna lie, I think I just made myself sad by saying that out loud. But yeah, like there's like I
saw Billy wandering around. Somebody in the group in the chat
Are
said,
they trying to
somebody
get her to
attacked
turn around?
Yeah, what was
Don't
going on?
look,
What was going on
Billy.
there, Billy? You all right?
That's a trick.
No,
Oh,
because
listen.
we saw her like bobbing around like something was going on.
Oh
there.
yeah, I was trying to. Someone was calling me, and I was trying to tell one of my friends, which is that away, to call the person who's trying to call me, and I was like, I muted myself for a second to like go, hey.
Gotcha,
That's
gotcha.
what that was. Now we know.
Clever
There you go.
girl.
Little
You have
peek
all the
behind the
info.
curtain.
Yeah, now you guys know how it works. When are you? Are you guys coming to the East Coast at some point?
Actually, I'll be there Tuesday or Wednesday.
Wait, get the fuck out of here. Where?
Florida.
Okay, that's not. I should have specified.
Yeah, you said East Coast.
I did. I
Yeah,
know.
she's on the
I'm
East
an
Coast.
idiot. Yeah,
True
I was thinking.
story.
I literally. That's how self-centered I am about the East Coast. I'm like New York,
You're like, this is the East Coast.
Jersey City, nothing.
I got so many more questions. I feel like I cannot get enough of the two of your like
Yeah.
lives. Like I want to be a minimalist. I want to travel everywhere and do this. I don't know if I can. It's so
I
tough.
feel like you can, especially since you're so excited about it. You got the
Yeah.
gusto.
I do.
Nikita and Billie are like, leave your wife. You can be a vet. You can just go do your own thing.
Van
Oh,
life.
life is short.
How bad would you both
Live
feel
sweet.
if he divorced his wife and lived in a van? Would you guys be like, what have we
Never,
That's
done?
not on me.
never.
Did you say that's not on me?
It's not on me. Sorry. I've been trying.
Already
I've been.
absolving yourself.
I feel like I've just been pitching. I feel like this van travel thing is the way to go. We went to Europe one time, right? And somebody that was an air marshal and his fiance was a stewardess. He's like, listen, when you get to Italy, just sleep in your car. You park on a cliff. You sleep there. Everybody does it. My wife would not have it. She was like, nope, we'll get murdered. You're going to have to keep driving. I drove all night. 24-hour drive up the Amalfi Coast. I'm like, and at one point, she's sleeping. I pull over. It's like this gorgeous sunset, right? Like super blue waters, right? She just said his wife is watching, which is funny because she never watches. So
he's leaving you.
She notices that the car stops and freaks out. She thought we were gonna get killed in the middle of if you stop moving.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think she.
I feel like it's probably a good thing that you're 6'4", and like she probably at least finds a little bit of solace in that. Like
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like nothing's gonna happen. But I'm like, just go to bed. We'll just sleep here. I was like, it's this little Italian village. People don't get murdered here. And they do. Nobody will ever know.
Yeah.
That's reassuring.
Yeah. For me, it's not the same thing. Like, I'm not intimidating at all. So like I'm always hoping that like whoever I'm with, like she can run, so at least she makes it. Cause I know I'm getting stabbed. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'll walk you to your car or I'll do it, but I don't know how to fight. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna die. So I hope the last thing I see is you hauling fucking ass. Like, oh good, she made it while I bleed out, you know?
Oh, see, I got an offer. Somebody will pay for me to live in a Mini Cooper or Honda S2000 for a month.
You and a Mini Cooper would
There
be
you go.
hilarious.
A Mini Cooper is pretty roomy. I almost bought a Mini Cooper or
Are
a
they
Fiat.
really?
You know what's funny? At one point, I was choosing between I think it was a Mini Cooper and a Cadillac with like no door handles. So I was like, I want one of these. It was so polarly opposite, but that's how I am. Like I'm either like extreme to either side. There is no middle. Like I wasn't looking for like something that was normal. And I ended up going with the couch, but I think I could do it. I think I could live in a car for a month. What are we talking? Let's start
I feel
talking
like-
numbers. Get in the chat.
Yeah, what's the price?
Yeah, I'm not saying I won't do it.
I'll do anything. I don't know if you guys heard, but I'm on Gig Salad, and I just did a Japanese birthday party for Hispanics.
So where is Gutted gonna be?
Yeah,
Is that gonna be on streaming service?
Missouri. Oh, where's it gonna be? I don't know. I looked at what it was on, and I have since forgotten.
Yeah, it
I
has
don't
its own
know.
specific streaming platform, and
Really?
it's on YouTube.
And
Does
it's
it
You
on-
have
guys
its
have
own,
a plan
like,
going in?
Instagram page?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It does.
Yes. Yeah.
No, we don't have a plan at all.
That's cool though. That's
Uh,
exciting.
I don't think we will have one at any point. It's going to be October 2nd to the 11th is when we're filming. And yeah, I think we're going in blind.
That's awesome.
Right now, we don't even know if we're on the same team or not.
What?
Oh wow!
Dang,
Oh,
I hope we're on
no.
the same team.
I don't like that.
I'm
I
kind
need-
of like whatever is like dealer's choice because there could be fun aspects either way. Like if we're on the same team, obviously that'd be fun. I'm a little bit concerned because we might lose. And then if we're on different teams, we can jokingly battle each other and
Be competitive
maybe
and shit
one of
Or
us
talk.
will win.
seriously battle each other
Or
for
seriously.
reals.
Well,
Ooh.
kind of both, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the move. I like
Who,
competition.
which one of you would win in a fight? Do you think?
Does Nikita
I
get
don't
the
know. I
bear
think we're
spray?
both really feisty.
Yeah, I think we're probably honestly like the equivalent amount of feisty.
All right.
Yeah, we're both sassy. We both have some attitude. And shit gets heated if we're heated. I feel
Oh
like
my
she might
God.
have more arm muscle than I do though, so she might would take me down. I don't know.
All right.
And energy. Too.
All the power comes from the legs.
You each get one weapon. What do you pick?
Like,
A gun?
No.
She's gonna kill you, Nikita. You're dead.
Oh,
You are
against
dead.
each
She's
other.
competing
Oh,
to the
shit.
death.
No, I thought we were talking about for life. Oh, huh.
that's where my mind went.
She
Like
just-
that's what winning is.
I was like, Jesus, she's no mercy, Nikita.
Yeah.
You're not even kidding. Fucking A. Yeah, against Nikita, against your friend. Holy shit.
Why do I need a weapon? I don't want to fight Nikita. Can we fight someone else
Yeah,
together? I
I'm
choose
very
a
visual, so I'm
flamethrower.
like imagining this and it's difficult.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
guys
know,
can totally
mace.
fight someone together. You can Voltron each other and like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that would
yeah.
be fun.
And we'll start pitting you against different animals: bears, tigers, lions, all that type of
Oh,
stuff.
that's a great show. We
John.
should totally do that one. Did you say
Have
me?
you've never done that, John?
What happened? I thought we were friends.
Yeah, maybe Billy and I will caravan up to New Jersey and hang out with you guys.
That'd be
There
great.
you go.
Yeah.
That's it.
Speaking of fights, we almost got into a fight with like some guy at a bar over a game of pool once.
Oh my god! Oh,
Really?
that shit it got so heated. Billy and I lit up at the same time, but she was closer to me than I am, like to this guy, than I was to him. And right at the same moment that I was putting my pool stick down to walk up to this dude and let him have a piece of my mind, she did the exact same thing. So she makes it over to him and is like, I can't really hear what's going on because I'm behind her and there's
Oh my
music
God.
and shit. But she's just poking this guy in his head. She's like,
Wow.
I'm going up to him. I'm like, "Do you have a?"
He's so much
brain?"
taller than her. She's like reaching up and she's like, do you have a brain?
That's aggressive.
It was so fucking heated.
Wow.
I had it. We were like, myself, her, and my friend. Like, our guy friend looked like he was about to punch this guy in the face. So like between the three of us, we were taking somebody down if things got a little more heated.
Holy shit.
That's a good one. That's a
You
solid
guys,
story.
are you guys those girls that start shit in bars and then your guy friends have to handle it? Because one of my best friends
Oh
was like
fuck
that.
no!
Oh,
It's
man.
much sooner where a guy friend would be like, calm down, and I'm like, get the fuck away from me. I'm gonna handle this.
One of my friends, we'd go out and get drunk, and she would literally like knock a glass out of a dude's hand, and then like somebody else would have like one of the guys, we would all have to like deal with it and be like, we'd either be like,
That's
we're really
fucked up.
sorry, or be like, one of our guy friends used to be like, what's your fucking problem? Like he would go up to them and be like, what's your fucking problem? And then be like, oh my God, she just knocked it out of his hand. It's not his problem. like, like she's drunk. She's doing it again. We got to back up. Like this is going to get bad. But
I
she
would never
loved
do
doing that
That's
shit.
fucked up.
I
Yeah.
have the worst story ever, right? So I was like not even like the biggest guy in my group when we were younger, right? We would go out. So there's a guy, Phil. He's like a 6'7" guy, right? So now it's Phil, me, we're out, and the little guy was always the guy that started the fight, right? Always the guy that started the fight. So we're out one night. We're in this bar. I'm talking to somebody. It's so years ago. So this girl, we're talking. The kid Phil, they're both wasted. Comes over. He's like drunk, blah, 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 in her face, and goes like this, and he coughs and spits on this girl's face. Right, bang, hits her right like in the cheek. Big, gross. The girl goes like this and wipes it on his face. Now they're so wasted. He goes, "Did you just spit on me?" I swear to God, this is happening. I'm like, what is happening here? Then this little guy, Mike, who's like this little tiny guy, but would always start the fight, would be like, "She just spit on you, Phil. You should hit her, Phil. You should hit her." Like, I'm like, what is happening here? Trying to break this up. It was the worst experience I've ever seen in my life. I feel like drunk people get out of control so fast.
I think my favorite part of that story was just Billy's total reaction from the spit moment to the what, like
gross.
Just
imagine that. I couldn't even imagine that.
Yeah, that's fucking disgusting.
Billy does not handle icky things well.
No, they're gross as shit.
I don't like it.
With her. Yeah. I did, Billy. I don't know if I asked you when we started when you were on. Did I ask you the 3 questions? Did I have that at the end of?
I don't think we had that yet.
I don't think we did either. But if
Something
we don't,
sounding very familiar.
Okay, I'm gonna ask them to you both. You can both answer individually because I feel bad.
I know you got to go. Could I ask one more question from the crowd too? Because I think this is a good one to end with Dystopia.
No, I'm just gonna go for it. I don't care.
Have you seen any paranormal things on the road?
Ooh,
close place to Dystopia so far. Like, what's your closest thing that's been dystopic on the road?
This is not really relevant because I was in a different country, but I was living in my car at the time. But I was in Australia, and I went through this town, and no one was there. And it definitely was like a place where people lived. There was up-to-date vehicles and stuff like that, but no one existed. And I was like, I gotta get and I like drove around in this town to, I forget what I was looking for, but no one was in sight. Not in a yard, not in a store.
That's very dystopic.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Freaky.
Yeah.
That would freak me out.
And really freaky. I was worried somebody was going to snipe me.
Westview.
I've never had any paranormal experiences at all, so I sort of don't believe that they exist.
I
do believe in aliens.
Experiences.
I do believe in like aliens and all that shit out there, but I just don't believe in like ghosts and stuff because like I'm a see it, believe it type. Like even one time when I was very young, I like thought I saw a face. Probably like 7 or 8 years old. I thought I saw a face in my bedroom in the dark, and then I got scared, and then I was like, "Wait, ghosts don't even exist." So then I came back out, and I was like, didn't see anything. So I was like, "Oh yeah, I definitely was imagining that."
That's a lot of.
I've definitely had paranormal shit, but that's a different too.
Oh, we're gonna have to have you back. I love that kind of shit, but I also like I need to see it because also like why aren't there any like ghosts of like pigs? You know what I mean? Like nobody getting haunted by like a farm animal. Right?
I mean, maybe we are. You don't know if they're humans or pigs or what.
That's true.
But this could get so deep. Like you're starting.
It could also not even be ghosts. It could be like another. Maybe it's aliens. We just, they're
aliens would be cool.
to us.
Yeah. Or energy is never ending, and that whole Higgs boson thing says interdimensions are totally possible. So I think there's a never-ending loop that's happening constantly.
But I think they debunked the whole energy thing as ghosts though, because it would have to like.
I think as humans we don't know shit, so just about anything is possible.
All right, I'm for it. I love all that shit. I want to do an Italian ghost hunting show called Gabagool, and I really do. I'm not even kidding. I would do that in a heartbeat, and I want them to only look for Italian ghosts. Yeah,
John, we should do that, and we should have a van that looks like the Ghostbusters.
Dude, I will fucking. I will do this shit in a heartbeat.
2 birds, 1 stone, van life, and your show.
Yes,
right.
Let's do it.
I think
because then I want them to like. I want to like to get like real Italians to think their houses are haunted and be like, I smell ziti, and like you know what I mean, and like, but nobody's been cooking, something like that. It'd be great. Ghost town destination on the next. I want to do all that shit. You have no idea. I pitch so many shows like that. It's fucking crazy. I have to be.
I do it and film it.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. Sorry.
That's my motto for everything. Sorry about it. So 3 questions for both of you because I have to go. I have to be on Sirius Radio in like 3 minutes. So first question is, if you could go back in time and talk to your younger self, what piece of advice would you give yourself that would help you today?
Be more confident.
Ooh. I like that.
I would say that is definitely something that I would need, but I would need some reason to actually digest that.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it would be honestly just to know where I am today, because I mean, I didn't like dream about living in my car, but I dreamt
Right.
about being like independent, being able to travel, and like being able to just create content for a living. And
Right.
that is where I'm now. So I think if I somehow knew that before, I would have lived a more secure life.
Yeah, just embrace things sooner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think you manifested it? Did you create it?
It almost feels like that because it is what I wanted. I just never, I didn't like aim to achieve it though. But I'm like, maybe, maybe having the desire kind of made things fall into place. I don't know.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Second question is, what had to end in your lives, good or bad, that led you to where you are today?
Oh shit.
Maybe, I mean, there's definitely a few things, but I suppose like I gained financial stability and more stability in my sanity and stuff, but I lost stability in other places of my life. Like not knowing where I'm going to be in a matter of days is kind of stressful. Not being able to really form a community somewhere because I'm traveling so much and, everywhere being so unfamiliar, never having like kind of relaxing days in a place that I know with people that I know.
Yeah.
I feel like
I mean,
sacrificed
just
that.
to keep things relevant, I'll probably also say the same thing. Like the comforts of a household, I had to give those up, and it completely changed my life for the better, even though I would have
Yeah.
never thought that.
Nice.
Same.
I feel like you got to be a certain type of person to be able to like truly be a minimalist and cut down to like that level.
Yeah, it's hard. It's not easy to do. My friend tried and bought all the books and stuff and couldn't shake it. It's hard. It's ingrained.
Right?
Yeah, it definitely is. It feels so good to get rid of things, though. I learned that a really long time ago, and I've just been like, I have too much in this car, but compared to what the average person owns, I have
Yeah.
much less. And anytime I've ever gone through and gotten rid of a bunch of stuff, it always feels like such a weight lifted off my shoulders, like things that I don't have to worry about anymore. I didn't even realize that I was worrying about them.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good point. And the last question ties into the show. If this was a genuine dystopia, more so than it is now, if it was aliens, zombies, a comet heading toward Earth, or climate change, whatever it is, it's everybody's last day on Earth. How would you want to go out? What would be your epic death?
Anything but drowning. I don't want to drown.
You don't want to try.
Oh, how are you going to die? Oh, wait, is that the question? Like how we're dying?
Yeah, well, like it's
See, we've
everybody's last
discussed
day.
this.
So, like in
Go
your
ahead.
dystopic world, would you want to get taken out by aliens, zombies, a climate change, a comet heading? Like, what would be what would you be
aliens
doing,
for
and what would be your epic death?
sure.
Yeah, all right.
I want to know what's up with the aliens, and I want to say hello, and I need answers. So I would definitely. That's the way. I'll let them take
You
me.
get beamed up and just start interviewing your
Yes.
captors, guys.
Yeah,
please.
I want anything where I can have some answers, whether it's aliens or like maybe paranormal shit is real and I'm getting possessed by a demon. Like
Ooh,
then I know that demons are real.
Oh,
I
I
get some
don't want that.
answers.
I do
I like
not.
that.
Sure. Yeah,
That's a
actually,
good
I,
one.
Not at all. I want aliens.
All
Yeah,
right,
after
aliens
watching
and
Stranger
possession.
Things, I'm like,
She wants
That's great.
a demon.
We
Was
have
it
not had one
Vecna?
person yet say demon possession is the way to go. So that's
It's true.
fucking hilarious.
I don't want demon. No Vecna.
You don't want that anymore?
involved. As long as it's like a quick demon
Oh.
death, like they just.
Oh, okay.
Hell
Okay.
no.
I would
No,
think
the
demon
last
death
thing
would
I
hold
wanna
on for a long time.
I do not want to see that before I
Yeah,
go.
actually.
I want answers. I don't want a demon. Yeah. Ugh. I can't even believe that's an option in your mind. Billy's twisted.
I love the dichotomy between the two of them. You're like, no, not at all. I need
We have
knowledge and
such
power.
things that we have in common, like that are really similar and strange to have in common, and then some things where we're like, What?
Billie wants that
Very
Vecna
different.
death where she just rises up in a cemetery
Oh,
and like
fuck no. I'd
bone
sooner, like,
snapping and
put myself out before
yeah.
that happens.
What would be your song of choice? Did you guys see? I'm assuming you saw Stranger Things. If
Yeah.
not, okay.
No, Billy, did you? Don't ruin it if they haven't.
No.
I haven't seen the whole thing, but I know what you're saying. The song
okay.
of choice that brings me back.
Yeah.
I don't. So like, I really like Vienna by Billy Joel, but I can't imagine like a soft like. I need like an upbeat one. Like what's her name? The ginger girl. What's her name?
Yeah, Max.
Like
Max.
Kate
Oh
Bush.
yeah.
Kate
You want
Bush.
Kate Bush?
Yeah, something like that, or like "Come On, Eileen," and then I'm like running.
Yeah,
You know?
some 80s.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's a good one. I don't have one. Maybe
Oh.
System of a Down.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a hardcore one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That'd bring
all
me
right.
back.
You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for coming on together. You were hilarious. I hope you come back. I don't know why I'm
It was
freezing.
fun.
I think right now I probably am.
You're not.
Okay,
You're
cool.
not.
I don't know. I shouldn't have said.
Let's
it. Damn.
definitely do this again when John
Yeah.
doesn't have a.
Yeah,
a
I
gig.
forgot I had to be on the fucking serious thing. Whatever.
We'll come to New Jersey.
Please do. Yeah,
We'll
that'd be great.
carpool
Yeah.
for a little trip.
Carpool. That's great.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, you guys can come here. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll
we
do some
do
shit.
appreciate everybody out there too. Falling in Reverse, Popular Monster.
Ooh,
All
nice.
right.
Yeah.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in out there. Make sure you guys go out and follow on Instagram. On TikTok is probably the best place for both of you, right?
Yeah.
Like you have the most content
YouTube
up
and
there.
Instagram and TikTok.
There you go. Let's follow them all. Say hello. Tell them you're from Dystopia tonight when you get there. That way they know where you're coming from.
Yeah, I
And-
want to know.
Right? I think that'll be
Yeah,
fun.
I always want to know.
Same
Awesome.
thing. Me too. All right, guys. We're looking forward to seeing you again for sure. Nikita Crump and Billie Webb. Make sure you check it out. And we will see everybody soon. John,
Yes.
good luck with John Fugelsang over on Sirius XM.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
All
Peace.
right. See you guys tonight. Night.
Bye.
Bye.
Dystopia tonight.